Hey, I got a text.
What's up, guys? MtgJedi here, and we have a dire situation. And I don't know that everybody realizes how bad it is, but the players who have been playing this game for a long time are extremely mad and upset with these changes to Hydra. This is the most mad I have ever seen the raid community. Not close. Not close. I've gotten so much hate directed at me based on this. And today I'm going to outline some possible solutions. I'm going to bring the problem to light. And I know you guys know, so put all your thoughts and comments down there. But please be nice. Please be nice and give me your thoughts. So let's flip over to my website. Let's take a look at some things. I'm not going to read it word for word, but you can go over to MtgJedi.com and see all of this laid out. Thank you to my dude Roz for outlining this. He was directly in line with all of my thoughts on this, and he put it in such an elegant way. The downfall of Hydra and how to fix it. I think that before we jump in here to the article, I would just like to say, Clarium, just revert the changes. Just revert them back to the way they were, and then try to fix it. I think that is the best option. Leave the Trunda alone and go back to the previous version of Hydra. I think that would be a huge relief for everyone. Now, let's jump in and see what we can do to fix this, okay? So, what are the core changes that we need to see in order for this to be improved? Number one is fixing the AI. It is, man, you are going to get so much less damage from auto running your Hydra fights. Like insane, crazy, way less. And we do not want to sit around all day and manual this. That is one of the main reasons why we wanted the turn count limit to go down, is so that we could spend less time in Hydra. Now, I suppose you could put like an autocomplete here, but I don't think they're going to do that. And so we really need a robust solution to the AI. Like, it has to be a complex solution. But, like, literally never should your team ally attack ahead with block damage. It just makes absolutely no sense. Nonsense. And we really, really need this in order to have any kind of enjoyment from this game mode. Because if you get nothing else from this video, what you need to hear is that Hydra is not fun right now. These changes have removed all of the enjoyment from Hydra, which sucks, because Hydra used to be my absolute favorite thing in the game. I still love building the teams, but now it's just, dude, it's so frustrating. So frustrating. Okay, point number two. I have said this for quite some time. Introducing an Ultra Nightmare Hydra would have just solved all of the problems. And I don't think that we really needed all of these changes to the Hydra. All we needed was to change Trunda and probably, honestly, Wixwell. I know you don't want to hear that, but we probably did need a change to Wixwell as well. But I think an Ultra Nightmare Hydra would suffice. And I think the only reason why Plarium doesn't want to do it is because they don't want to give us good rewards for an Ultra Nightmare Hydra. I think that's the only reason. Point number 3, scaling points system. I think that this is mandatory, right? Like, if we go and revert back to the previous game mode, and or you just implement this, I think people will be mad about this change, honestly, but if you scale it for diminishing returns, mainly on normal, then people will be incentivized to push their damage on Nightmare. I know that there's a lot of people who are still progressing in Hydra because I'm doing these takeovers all the time. We've done 3, 4, 5 Hydra takeovers since the changes, and I've seen good progress on those accounts. Those are not accounts where they are very much affected by any of this stuff because they're not doing enough damage. Granted, they would have been doing more damage before. Number 4, lowering the threshold for the chests. Lowering the threshold for the chests. I think that this is a really important thing. We've dramatically lowered the damage. So we should also lower the chest threshold. At minimum, the chest threshold should go down to a total of 1 billion points. And maybe it should go down less than that. Because now it is very, very much harder to get the points necessary to get all 4 of your personal chests. I think also you could do some swapping around and change the chests on normal and hard to be a bit lower as well. And I think that would be very helpful. Next, add chests for all participants. I don't think that it matters if you're getting the lowest chest on normal. You should probably get a participation chest. People are locked out of the Hydra Clash rewards unless they reach a crazy amount of damage that takes tons longer than when you actually unlock Hydra. And I think that this is really important and necessary. Okay, so let's talk about some Hydra game mode changes. The max turn limit is great. I think that it is really great. I think if you really wanted it to be more challenging, Roz has suggested here that we add an enraged phase. And I love this. In the final 250 turns, so when the turn limit indicator pops up, the Hydras will be enraged. And that would add another level of difficulty to the run instead of this crazy consumption head. Instead of this crazy consumption counter where people just can't free their champions and then they die. And I think that this is a much better solution than what we have right now. An optional thing here of adding a 5th head spawning, I'm not sure how feasible that is. I left it in because I thought it was interesting and different. But, I mean, that's a pretty significant coding change, and I don't know how possible that is. But it is an option. The rage meter and conditional triggers. So I like the idea of having different rotations have different conditions, but I don't want it to get out of hand. You know, maybe like one difference, but honestly, I don't know. I kind of feel like the rotations are kind of meaningless right now. I was just talking about this the other day in the collab that I did with JGigs, where I basically said I ignore all the rotations. I just ignore them. When I'm doing takeovers, they don't exist. And I just build teams that are going to satisfy all the conditions for all the rotations. You'll get slightly more or slightly less damage depending on the rotation, but it'll always work. And right now, I don't think the rotations matter. So if you want them to matter, adding fun conditional things would be a good idea. Next thing. the Hydra Heads decapitating and their mechanics. Right now, it is not fun and it is not working. We cannot leave it this way. I think that we really need to look at this mechanic again. I think that the Serpent's Will buff is completely unreasonable. It is completely unreasonable. I hate it. I completely hate it. There are so many times where I have all 4 heads that have block damage. So many times. And that is just not okay. We need a limit of 1. If you want to leave the block damage thing in there, then it needs to be limited to only 1 head can have it at a time. Only 1. And I think that that's even too much. I think that's even too much. I think we should just revert it back to how it was before, or even make it be less strict. Even be less strict. So I think that this definitely has to change 100%. This is the most frustrating thing right now, and I don't know how we're going to get past this. I love the putting the no duplicate champions in a single team. I think that that would help out tremendously and keeping the balance that we need going forward. I don't know why you're allowed to use dupes, but I don't think that we should. And in order for us to have fun, just don't use the dupes anyway. All right, here are some future possibilities. I think maybe if you want to improve this game mode and make it interesting in the future, you could summon minion heads. While they're enraged during that last 250 turns, you get minions. I think that's cool and fun. I don't know how feasible that is with the programming, but it is a cool and fun idea. I also like bringing in some clan action to this, more so than what is already there. Clan-wide buffs, cooperative bonuses, cooperative participation, stuff where we're working together and not just running our own keys. So again, there are lots of things that need to change. I want to hear from you guys what your thoughts and ideas are, because right now it's not fun, and we need to make this game mode fun for the longevity of the game. Currently, none of the endgame players are happy. Big shout out to my dude Roz. All I did was edit it a little bit and make it look pretty. Okay, that's all I did. So Roz is the author here, and big shout out to him. Thank you so much for doing that for me. This is up on my website. You can go read it, save any parts that you want because they're pictures, and let me know your thoughts and ideas in the comments below, because we need this changed. More than any change I've ever seen, we need this changed and fixed so that we can start having fun in this game mode again. Thank you for watching. I'm MtgJedi. We'll see you guys in the next video.